So you need to explain me everything like I'm a baby.
Yes. Okay. So it's concept time. Okay. So I have my friend here, my very good friend Rake. Or
It's me.
Rake is considering playing PoE, maybe, but maybe not.
Who could
And
say?
it's a very dense game, and no one can explain like the basics of it without like going into very deep and impenetrable rants, including me. But I'm going to try anyway, and I have Rake here with me so
Yes.
that he can like stop me when it gets very bad. And hopefully this allows us, with our powers combined, to like make kind of a legible introduction to the game. First, you need to download the game. This is step 1.
Okay. Can I download it on Steam?
You can get it from Steam or from pathofexile.com. Either
Our
way, you need a Path of Exile account, which you probably have. I think,
and probably lost. But yeah.
I don't know. I mean, you can make another one. I don't know. Steam used to be very annoying to use because updates would take a lot more time on Steam, but
Okay.
that's been fixed, I believe. So I think now the Steam version is just straight up better.
Oh, really? I
The
don't mind separate launchers. I do that for
the
FF14.
standalone launcher is slightly faster to launch because you can just click it and it's very quick. Like I can do it right
Yeah.
now like this,
Yeah.
and I'm in
And
game already.
yeah. And I really don't mind
And then
doing that.
I click enter once, twice, and I'm inside the video game.
Oh, it's almost as good as the third gen of Pokemon. Yeah.
Pokemon on the GBA, exactly. It's the
Yeah.
same thing.
Oh yeah.
This is a very funny joke for people watching.
Yeah.
They get this.
Yes.
Path of Exile and Pokemon on the GBA are the same game, if you're wondering.
Yes.
So first you get the game. I have the game already, so this is done. Then
Okay.
you need to get, like, no matter what, other things can be like debated, but this, you absolutely need a filter. This should be part of the base game. It's insane that it doesn't. The dev basically works directly with like
Really?
grinding your games to make this. The dev gets early access to game data to make this because it's
Okay.
you can't play the game without it. So every update,
Okay.
this updates like 5 to 6 hours before the game so that the game is
Oh.
playable.
Okay. And what does it do? I mean, I can guess from the title, but
So what it does,
explain.
it's explained on the GitHub here. So they have a website called filterblade.xyz. It's an insane website because like it lets you customize the filter, like decide what everything looks like and sounds like in the game, like every
Ooh.
item that drops.
Okay.
But they make a good one by default that you don't need to change if you're a
And does the
casual player.
website generate a config file or something that you
The
put in
website,
your app?
you just tweak the thing and then you download the files
Yeah,
that you actually
yeah.
put into your game. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But all you need really, like the best way to actually use it is to go to their GitHub, go to releases, and just download the latest version. There's just like all of the strictest filters in there. So
and I guess how to install it is explained.
yes. So I'm gonna download it right here. This
Yeah.
is a more recent version than one I have, but it's not the version I'll be using because that will come out like about 6 hours before the game update. I'm gonna extract those files. There's gonna be a lot of them because you get every strictness level and every color, like custom style. But basically all you need is these like 0 to 6 files. And each of these is a different filter.
You do realize that you're actually telling me that your game is unplayable unless you download a plugin, a fan-made plugin.
Yes, I'm saying this.
Yeah,
This is exactly what I'm saying. So then in game,
this isn't a good sales pitch.
You just go to options, game, list of item filter, open file folder.
Oh,
there's a button in the game to make this easy.
It's actually a feature in game.
No, yeah, it is a game feature. Like the devs let you make your own custom filters, but no one's actually gonna do that themselves. So you just paste that shit in, replace all the files, and now I'm up to date.
Oh, okay.
Now I click on reload, and so what you're gonna see is you're gonna have the 0 to 6 filters here, and this is very practical because you get basically its strictness level. So when you start out the game, you're going to want to go soft. And then at some point, you're going to be seeing too many items on your screen because you're going to level up, you're going to go to harder areas, and better loot is going to drop. And so you're going to get like a ton of stuff on your screen that you don't want to pick up anymore. And so you're going to you're going to just increase it by 1, and that's going to hide more items, basically. And the more items you want to hide, the higher you go. And by the very end, you see like basically nothing but the most like insane expensive items.
Yeah. Okay.
So then, if you play Trade League, if you play SSF, this is basically worthless to you. If you play Trade League, which is what most people play softcore Trade League, where you can trade with other players, and that's
which means
you right-click on a player, select Trade, and then there's one inventory screen that's theirs, one inventory screen that's yours. You both put items in, and when you click yes, you trade your items that you put in for their items that you put in.
There's no market board?
There's no market board. There's a website where you can list your items for sale.
So
you can go to pathofexile.trade /trade.
Yeah.
And this is a very complicated interface to search for item in like insane detail. Basically, all of this can be expanded a lot more. And then you search for an item, and once you find the item you want, you click on copy the user's name, and then you message the player saying you want to buy their item.
Why has it not been done in game?
They invite you to their party, and you trade items. So what this does is a third-party program that
another one,
that parses the data of an item that you select and looks up the price of it. So yeah, I have this also. It's right here.
You're gonna have to put all the links in the description or something.
Yeah, I'll give them to you on Discord, and I'll put them in the description for the YouTube video if I eventually make that. For now, I'm gonna go back in game, and I'm gonna actually use this. So right now, I'm wearing this Flash Crafter. This is a unique item. So this, like every Flash Crafter. It's funny because unique is kind of like the opposite of what it actually is, because every Flash Crafter is going to be the exact same, whereas every like rare ring is going to be quite different. But
quite unique, you could say.
Quite unique, yeah. I'm gonna use Control D, and it's gonna bring up this. So I can see right now that on Arch Nemesis Trade League, you can buy a Flash Crafter for a minimum of 2.4x. Exalted is like exalted orbs, and then on rare items it's gonna not actually like show that. It's gonna like estimate based on like the most important properties of the item that this might be worth 5.5 chaos. I think this is worth a bit more than that. So this is why you want a trade macro. Doesn't really matter which one. Awakened BOA trade is pretty good. Then you're gonna start thinking about actually playing the game, but you need another third-party program to start thinking about it.
Is it the last one?
This is the one you use to think about playing the game, and then you play the game after you're done thinking. So this is Path of Building.
Okay.
Path of Building is a simulator that simulates basically every aspect of character building in Path of Exile. So it simulates a character that you might make in the game. So I have it installed like the rest of these, but you can get it from a GitHub. This used to be the one we're using right now is a fork of the original project, so you want to make sure that you're getting Path of Building community. The original Path of Building is no longer being developed. So this is what it's going to look like. It's not going to look like this at first because this is a build I already imported. So initially it's going to look like this. So it's going to be completely empty.
Same as in the game.
0 skills, 0 items, 0 DPS. Actually, you get 1.9 attack damage by default.
Yeah.
And that's a total of 2.3 DPS. So
you can punch monsters in the face.
Good, actually. Kind of sick, actually.
Yeah.
If you take into consideration...
How far can you go in the game with that?
You can probably punch your way through the first map.
And that's it.
So you could decide that you're going to play a Marauder, and then you're going to click your little points like this and decide what your build is going to be. You're not going to do that. What you're actually going to do is find a build guide from someone who knows what they're doing. This is the one I linked to you yesterday because we're talking about Toxic Rain. Toxic Rain is it's very nice. It's a nice build. So I actually have a big issue with this guide. It's all like very pretty. There's a lot of detail. It's very well explained. But what everyone wants when they get to this page, they just want this. Okay, they want the spaced bin link. They want to go here. They want to click import. There. They want to do this. And now we're talking.
That's a bit more damage.
They have show node power enabled. You want to like click that off because calculating node power is not an optimized algorithm and it's gonna lag the shit out of the program. And so this is always easier to understand than reading through this. So that's what everyone wants when they get to your guide. So just put that shit at the top right here. Should be like the first line of text. So this is kind of overwhelming. There's a lot of stuff here. There's rules. There's lots of points. There's these. These are masteries. This is new. There's these. These are cluster jewels. These like extend your tree past the limits of the normal tree. So this is very confusing. This is endgame stuff. You're gonna want like a very specific jewel with these very specific skills and stuff because this is like the very end like build. But what good guides do, which this is a good guide, there's not that many good guides, is there's gonna be multiple tabs here, and it's gonna start like at baby mode. So this is baby mode. So you have Primal Spirit.
And does it say in what order you want to pick that?
This, no. You can decide what order you want to pick these in.
Doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah, it doesn't matter much. And
yeah, I guess you want to take the big shiny ones as fast as possible. So
I mean, it's also like it's also a little bit of freedom you allow yourself, you know. Aspect of the eagle looks pretty cool, so I'm probably gonna click that first. I don't know. Seems nice. So, and then once you've like spec'd all this, you're gonna go to the next one, and it's gonna expand, and you're gonna see this one's huge.
Yeah.
This one's more life. Maybe I'm dying all the time. I want to get the life.
Yeah. Okay.
You want a lot of life in PoE. So this is what a good guide will do, and like any new player needs a good guide like this because otherwise it's you get lost very quickly. It's annoying. If you actually use a guide that's just this and nothing else, you're gonna get annoyed like following it. You're just gonna stop eventually and just do your own thing because this is not legible. Like, and also, what do I do until I have this insanely specific jewel that's probably gonna be very expensive, like way too expensive for me, like for most of my time playing. Anyway, so here you have the skills. This is a system that's kind of unique to PoE. Every skill here is a list like of gems. At the very top, you have the actual skill. And then everything else is a support skill that you're going to link to it. So in game, you can see that I have this. This is my main skill here. It's Absolution.
How do you know it's a main skill?
You can look at the gem and see like this red gem and this red gem look different.
Maybe.
And this blue gem and this blue gem also look different.
Yeah, okay.
These two look the same.
Yeah.
These two look the same.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
These two are support gems.
Yeah.
These two are skill gems. It also will just say on it, like...
and what's the difference between blue and red?
Blue and red is just... Red are just strength gems, and blue are just intelligence gems.
Okay.
And you can only socket a blue gem in a blue socket, and a red gem in a red socket.
Okay.
So this build is going to have 2 skills, and one thing that's like kind of special about Toxic Rain is you're going to use two Toxic Rains. Yeah.
Why?
So you're going to have, instead of this, which I have right now, which is like a wand and shield, if you play a bow character, your weapon is going to have 6 sockets, just like my chest right now.
Okay.
So that means you can have a second 6 link. This is a 6 link, like 6 of these socketed, like all 6 of them are linked together.
Yep.
And that means I can have 5 supports for this skill.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely, like, almost all of the time you want your main skill to have 5 supports because supports, one support is thought to be on average 50% more damage. So
yeah, I get it.
Every support you get is an insane, like,
and it could be multiplicative, right?
Yes. So links are extremely important, and so if you have a second one, that means you can have a second skill with 5 supports. So Some bow characters have a skill for clearing that's in one 6 link and a skill for single target that's in the other.
And you
And
change your
that's
bow every time?
no, because you have your bow and you have your chest. They're always equipped.
Oh, right. Okay.
So you have
Okay.
access to both skills. They're just bound to 2 separate keys.
Oh, and you just have 2 versions of Toxic Rain?
And in this case, you would have 2 versions of Toxic Rain, and
Okay.
one of them would be setting up a ballista, which is going to
Okay.
use Toxic Rain. And so
Nice.
you use that for bosses. You set up all your ballistas and you right click the boss and you're gonna like be attacking and your ballistas are gonna be attacking, and it's all just stacking a bunch of Toxic Rains. And so like that's one thing that's specific about this. There's not many builds that use like the same skill twice with different supports. So this is the skill section. We're done with that, hopefully.
I guess so. Yeah.
Actually, not really, because this is your main skill, but you're also gonna have
Great.
other skills, of course. These are secondary skills. So this is a set
Okay.
of auras. It says here auras. You want that. These are buffed, and this is gonna be your defensive skill and movement skill. So this is dash. Cast when
Okay.
damage taken is a support, and you can maybe guess what it does.
It will cast the supported skill when you take damage.
Yes, it will cast this, which is Molten Shell, and Molten Shell is a guard skill, which will give you a shield based on how much armor you have. So pretty much every character will have like this kind of layout. They'll all have a main skill. They might have a second main skill. They'll all have auras. No character has no auras. That's not a thing. You probably will have a few buffs. You probably will have at least one curse. You'll always have a movement skill because everyone wants to go fast. And you'll have defensive stuff. Then there's items. This is also set up just like the skill tree. So this has SSF starter and late endgame, and same for trade. This is empty.
Yeah.
I actually expected there to be stuff there. I'm kind of surprised. So I'm gonna go to right. Okay, so this is actually the guide for Absolution, and here there's actually more sets of like stuff. There's early game, mid game, end game, and then there's like very specific setups. But in the early game one, I think this is like the most based version of this. Basically, all the items, all the armor is just plus 95 to max life, plus 65 to max life, plus 65 to max life. Like these aren't real items because like no items will have this few mods. But what it's saying basically is you just need to have life on your items. That's all you need when you start out.
Okay.
And that's a thing for pretty much all characters. Is what you want, like what you want to aim for is as much life as you can, like life on every item.
Really?
And
Okay.
also elemental resistances up to the cap. So the cap is 75%. You're not gonna hit that during like the start of the story, but it's what you want to aim for when you like get to the end of the game. Right now I have 76. The cap is 75. You can raise the cap with some skills. Basically, the game assumes you have this.
Okay.
So if you don't have it, you get like obliterated. And so that's like basic items are just items with life and elemental resistances. That's pretty much it about POB. But this is what you have on your second monitor, or just you can tab to it anytime you need to put a point in. And now that I have installed all these third-party programs, I can go to the game. And so I can start playing the game now because
You are playing the game.
I don't need to pick my build because I already decided I'm playing Toxic Rain.
Yeah.
So I can delete this character right here.
Help, I'm lost. Oh no!
Yeah, it's gone. And I can create a new character. So
What the fuck is that?
this is what it looks like when you create a character.
Okay.
That's good. So you can go to standard. No one does this.
Yeah.
What you do is you click current league. So right now it's Arch Nemesis. Next Friday it's gonna be Sentinel. And then you can go to the hardcore version. In hardcore, if you die, you'll be sent to standard.
Standard, okay.
And you can decide whether to tick this or not. Solo self-found means you can never party with another player, and that means you can't trade. So you can never interact with anyone else.
Yeah. So it's when you really want to flex with your friends.
Yeah, or just you enjoy like having slow progression and only using stuff that you find, which I really do. I've been playing solo self-found for the last like 3 leagues.
Oh, okay.
And I really like it. But yeah, if you want to play, like, if you don't take this, what you're doing is playing Trade League, basically.
The left one says the default game mode. So if I actually have no idea what I'm doing, I'm gonna click standard.
Yeah, it's bad.
So,
you
so
click here.
it's not working what they're doing.
Yeah, it's not working. You click here is what you do, and then you click OK.
Okay.
So then you have to select your character. When you get here, you're not actually making a choice because
Yeah,
keep in
I know.
mind you have this.
We're picking ranger.
So just like picking your skill points, you know what you're doing. You have to pick a name. It's toxic. Brain time once again. Oh, I couldn't fit it all in. So then you click enter because you know that this name won't be taken. If your name is taken, you can't create the character. So you want to go for a fucked up name right away so you don't get blocked off. Hey, it's the editor. This stream kept going for a while after this point. We went into various mechanics. We spent a lot of time discussing stuff because Rake was very curious and had a lot of opinions about every mechanic. But it didn't really make for very instructive or entertaining content, so I decided to cut it from this video. Mainly because I think even just going blind and reading the mechanics for yourself will be about as instructive as what we ended up doing. I think it's still a pretty instructive video about how I, as a longtime casual player, set up for every league, the software I use, and some good advice for new players. One thing we completely skipped over is where to find like the good guides that I'm talking about. I'll leave some pointers in the description of this video for new players who are interested in finding those. Otherwise, as you can see, I'm very excited for the release of Sentinel League next week, and I will probably stream some of it and make little updates as to my progress as I play through the league. So I hope to see you then, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.